All right, so there's a couple of things in this video that I want to talk about, both related to precious metals, of course. Um, Arizona Senate, remember Arizona was moving forward, the House with a bill, so that if you have precious metals, it's going to be considered money, and if the value goes up or down, doesn't matter, especially if it goes up, of course, you're not paying extra taxes like a capital gains tax because it went up and you sold it. That's fantastic, as far as I'm concerned. And I said, then let's watch where this bill goes. Well, it looks like it just passed the Senate. Fantastic. And with this note, strangely enough, the same day today, which is yesterday for you, or for me, you're seeing this the next day. Hugo's Salinas Price was interviewed on Skype with from Greg Hunter on his channel. And I watched the whole thing. It's about 38 minutes. I'm going to link that video in this article if you want to see this article. This article is separate, but from Zero Hedge. But that video from Greg Hunter, I think, is very, very interesting. And essentially, I can kind of give it to you. The most important parts right now, it's 38 minutes long. I can tell you everything you need to know. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you my little summary of it. They talked about President Trump and the border and all that stuff, and none of that matters, okay? But he said, if he said, and when I say he, I'm specifically talking about Hugo Salinas Price, not Greg Hunter. Said that if Trump kind of wanted to look good in the eyes of the Mexican people, he would support precious metals in creating some kind of precious metal currency, not necessarily in America, but supporting Mexico, because they were talking about how so many people want to come over the border because they get, and Hugo said there's so much welfare and everything in the United States, they don't even have to hardly work. They can come over and get it for free. And Greg's like, well, yeah, but that's why he wants the wall up. I mean, we got to support all these people. They're eating up the welfare, and because he was kind of getting on Trump's case a little bit, Hugo was, and Greg Hunter had to say, oh, hold on a second, let's be fair and let's, you know, do we not have the right to say who comes in and out of our country? You know what I mean? Like every country has that in right, don't they? Well, yeah, they do. It was a good conversation, but then they got on to the precious metals thing, and he says, Mexico, which we already know this, is the largest producer of silver. He says, I'm not suggesting we create it as the currency. We need to have a two-tier system, currency, but then you need something to trade with, like nations and whatnot. But he says you also need to allow the citizens to have it. So we need some kind of silver peso. He's like, believe me, when you're doing trade, no other country is going to say no to precious metal as part of a trade. No one's going to want to say no to a silver peso. He said this legislation came up once before, and it got knocked down by the central bank, the cartel. So they talked about that. Well, what do you, they're clearly on our side. He said, no, these people are all Keynesians, apostrophe s, or not apostrophe s, Keynesians, I think is how you say that. That mindset, it is opposite of your and my and Ron Paul and Donald Trump, their mindset. They, as he said, that mindset wants to just spend money. Don't hold it, don't save it, spend it, just go. And he said you can't do that. The real way to do it, the right way, is to save money. Then you can invest in things and let those things grow, and then the people will get hired, jobs will be created. But if you're spending all the money, enough people don't have money to invest in stuff. But he said if they did the silver thing with their dollar or the Mexican peso, it would be wonderful for all the citizens. They can essentially save in that. If the price goes up, great, and it should. He also admitted, I not admitted, but he knew. He said, I know the gold, all the market, they're rigged. We know this. And he says, and if we tried to do something like make precious metals money, not the silver thing, the two-tier system, but actually say, okay, we're going back to real money. He said the United States would find a reason to invade Mexico, do something into Mexico very rapidly. You'd hear some news story about something, we got to go into Mexico. Because they would not allow it, because again it's competition against the paper dollar, which again it's the whole central bank to the world do that. But he said there's now this politician that's trying to move forward again with this, and this politician represents over 1 million people from some kind of union. So it's in all their best interests, also. So I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. So that's kind of what they talked about. It was very interesting. Again, I'll link the video if you want to watch it. 38 minutes long. So back in this side of the border, Arizona Senate committee passes the bill to treat gold as money and remove capital gains tax. Today in Arizona, the Senate committee passed a bill that would eliminate state capital gains taxes on gold and silver specie and encourage its use as silver as currency. Final approval of the legislation would help undermine the Federal Reserve's monopoly on money. Former U.S. Representative Ron Paul testified today in the Senate Finance Committee in support of House Bill 2014, which is HB 2014, the legislation which previously passed the State House by a 35 to 24 vote, would eliminate state capital gains taxes on income derived from the exchange of one kind of legal tender for another kind of legal tender. The bill defines legal tender as a medium of exchange, including specie, that is authorized by the United States Constitution or Congress for the payment of debts, public charges, taxes, and dues. Specie means coins having precious metal. That's funny. Notice how they said that. Authorized by the U.S. Constitution or Congress. Well, our Constitution already authorizes it. Remember 10th, Article 1, 10th Amendment or whatever? In effect, passage of the bill, as Ron Paul noted, legalized competition in a constitutional fashion. Competition against the paper fiat currency by the Fed is what he's talking about. It's nice when you have a printing press, you just press a button and sit back. You know, and I may have mentioned this one time before, I don't remember. I think I did. You know, I love watching any single gold show on TV. I already know about it. And I've been watching them. Bering Sea Gold, Alaskan Gold Rush, Todd Hoffman, all them. Those guys absolutely kill me, by the way. Let's say a prayer, say a prayer, let's say a prayer. More gold. Oh, nope, screwed over. Say a prayer, let's say another prayer. Pray harder. Nope. Guys left them 2 weeks, no pay. We're out of here. Anyways, I love the gold shows because I just like watching these miners. I want the Hoffmans to be successful. Hoffmans, please be successful. I want to see people getting gold. I love it. I love gold, right? But I see all this gold, like Parker Schnabel and them, man, they're pulling some gold out. Tony Beats with the big freaking what is that thing, that dredge? Man, they're pulling. They can pull some gold out. Those two people, those two groups. And I'm thinking, and then Bering Sea Gold, Mr. Gold as he calls himself, the Christine Rose, you know, they're out there doing their thing. Anyways, I see all this gold that they're collecting, and I think, wouldn't it be nice to have a printing press where I just get to sit back like I'm doing right now, doing this video in my chair, just chilling, press a couple buttons, do, print some money, go give that to the club over there, our little club member store. Those guys, they pay for the gold. Yeah, over there. Yes. We need how much do they get? Oh, you're up to 3,000 something ounces. Good. We'll buy it all. How many you got? You got 1,500. We'll take that too. I get to print paper, give you paper, and then you give me real wealth. Isn't that amazing? People are going to understand one day. I'm telling you. I've been screaming this for so many years. There's no chance it's not going to happen. They will wake up one day and figure out, the masses, gold and silver is real money. They're going to figure that out. And that's around the time you step up and say, oh, I've got some for you. I might sell it all. I might not. You make the decision. What's the price today? Oh, my God. Is that in U.S. dollars or is that in Chinese yuan? That's insane. Oh, my God. Yeah, sell all. I'm out. And I'll take that worthless fiat and pay off every single bill that you have in your life, and then go buy some toys. If you want to buy some toys, you want your land, get your land, whatever it is. Now, granted, you got to have some in your possession. I don't mean, 50 or 100 ounces of silver. You're going to have a little bit. You know what I mean? I used to think, as an absolute, like, bare minimum, I'm struggling, what should I achieve? You need to try to get 300 ounces. comfortably 500 ounces. If you can shoot for and obtain 800 ounces, you're doing great. But the real number that I feel like everyone should try to get to is 1,000 ounces. If you can get to 1,000 ounces, again, just do the math. 1,000 ounces, $200 silver. And keep in mind, currency wars are coming. Dollar devaluation's coming. It may not be $200 today in today's currency, but after the crap we're probably going to go through, devaluation, we're going to have all this debt problems. We got to just pay off the debt. We got to print more money to pay off the debt because Congress won't kick the can down the road. We're stuck at the $20 trillion debt ceiling. Who knows how that's going to go? A lot of reasons. But housing also will be crashing. So the $300,000 house you had your eye on, you may be able to pick up for $150. You may be able to pick it up for $100. Just depends on how bad this gets. So your $200 silver times 1,000 ounces, $200,000. Cha-ching, give me my house, give me my property, give me whatever. That's what you should shoot for. And I'm telling you, I keep going back and forth thinking with my family and stuff here. It's nice living in a small neighborhood. One way in, one way out. Not a lot of houses here. They're decent houses. They're nice. I like this place. Got a nice size house. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Kids are happy. There's kids in the neighborhood. They go outside. They play. I love that. But I cannot shake the thought of, give me my house with some land. This doesn't count. When I look outside, oh, there's the neighbor's, I could almost reach out and touch it. If there was a window there next to us, let me just touch his house, 8 to 10 feet away. That's not land. Bare minimum, an acre. But I don't want an acre. I want a few acres. I don't need a lot. Don't need this huge 80-acre farm. No. I just need a few acres. Give me something to call my own. You could grow stuff on there. You can park all your cars and toys and whatever you got on there. You don't have HOA. No cars are allowed to be parked in the street. You can only park in the driveway and in the garage. And if you have to work on your car, which I don't blame them, I don't want to see people out there jacking their cars up in the front of the freaking street. Can't even do it in your driveway. No jacking up cars, fixing cars in your driveway. You must drive it into your garage and then fix it in there. So I can't back out of the garage and just set it in the driveway and do that. No, that's against HOA violation. HOA violation. But it does keep some kind of riffraff type of stuff out for, pros and cons of that. But anyway, Arizona, they're leading the way. We had Utah. I talked about this the other day. Now, granted, that is a state capital gains tax, not federal. A little different. But again, it's a step in the right direction. That's what matters. It's a step in the right direction. And precious metals is going to help you along the way achieve your goals and whatnot. I'm telling you. And it says the background information. Currently, all debts and taxes in Arizona must be paid with either Federal Reserve notes or dollars, authorized as legal tender by Congress, or with coins issued by the U.S. Treasury, very few of which have gold or silver in them. But the United States Constitution states in Article 1, Section 10, no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. The Arizona bill takes a step towards that constitutional requirement, ignored for decades in every single state, mind you. Such a tactic would undermine the monopoly of the Federal Reserve by introducing competition into the monetary system. And again, as Hugo Salinas Price mentioned, do you think anyone's going to turn down a silver peso? If it's a 1 ounce peso, don't think for a second, oh, I don't want a freaking peso. What's the peso to the dollar? What's the ratio? Oh, that thing ain't worth nothing. I don't want that. Oh, whoa. It's worth what the price of silver is today? What's the price? Oh, I'll take some of those. I'll tell you right now, if this happens and they start making silver ounce pesos, I'll absolutely be getting some of those. I want to have some. I've got, eagles and 1 ounce rounds of all kinds. I got the freaking Jesus whipping the banker's bar, bars out, silver bars. Why not? That would be a historical event in my opinion, right? Historical event. Mexico, because they talked in that same interview I was telling you about. He was saying, for like hundreds, like 300 plus years, Mexico had like the most stable currency ever, like compared to the rest of the world, I think. Precious metals. That's why. And then, of course, they did what everyone else did. Central bank ran by the club. Doesn't matter what country you're in. You have a central bank, it's ran by the club with their Keynesian views. I said Kenyan, not Keynesian. I think is how you pronounce that. Anyways, if they get back to that, in, for example, Arizona, competition with the US dollar, are you going to want to hold pieces of paper or some shiny precious metal? Believe me, most people have been away from it for a long time. Most people alive today don't know about it. Unless you're in your 90s, you don't know about precious metals being currency, and my parents had, you don't know about that. All you know is when you grew up, dollar bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, and $100 bill. That's what you know. That's money. What do you see in the rap videos when they're showing off how much of a big shot rapper they are? Are they dropping gold and silver coins anywhere? No. They may have a gold necklace around their neck, but it ain't for for the right reasons. What are they showing you? Making it rain. Let's make it rain with these paper dollars, man. They don't know. Forgive them. They don't know. But when they do know, you're going to see some rap videos where they're dropping some coins, not quarters, silver, some gold. I could see it now, beginning of a music video. Rapper, he's sitting behind his nice desk in his office or his house or whatever, looking all gangster. Someone comes in, he does a little transaction. He drops some gold, some silver, tink, 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 tink. Little handshake, starts rapping. That's going to happen one day. When everybody realizes, what have we been doing with this paper? Again, it allows the rich to get richer and allows the poor to get poorer. While we struggle to pay our bills, most people, they don't struggle at all. It's their system. It's designed for them and all their club members to become filthy rich. What did George Carlin say, the comedian? It's a big effing club. It is. It is a big effing club. But you ain't in it. Because if you were in it, you wouldn't want precious metals either. You would like being paid huge dollars, speaking engagement fees in dollars, when it's $200,000 per speaking engagement. You know what I mean? You'll take that, and then they take that paper money, because it's just paper, and they go buy their precious metals. Lindsey Williams said that's their money. He was told flat out, this is our money. Precious metals is for us. It's our money. Paper, that's for you people. That's for the people, the little people. That's what he told them, right to his face. So this is good news. I urge you to watch that video. You may like it, from Greg Hunter. I'm going to link it in the description box if you'd like to see it. Take care.